Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here, and today's video will be covering another new Nintendo Switch eShop sale and 10 more great Switch deals worth buying, so let's get into it. The first game is the Hammerwatch Anniversary Edition. This game is a retro-inspired dungeon crawler similar to the classic Gauntlet series. And you'll play as different heroes whose kingdom has been overthrown by an evil army, and you need to defeat their leader and restore your kingdom. And you'll need to fight your way through hordes of monster-filled dungeons, collect gold to power up your characters, and unlock new abilities in the hopes of eventually defeating this evil army. There's multiple character types to choose from, each with their own unique playstyles and abilities. There's plenty of secrets to find along the way throughout the dungeons. It has very addictive gameplay, and I think if you like classic dungeon crawlers with a modern twist, you'll be a fan of this game as well. The next game is the Night Witch. Now this game is an interesting concept that feels like a combination of a shoot 'em up meets Metroidvania RPG. And in this game, you'll play as a young knight, Rain, as she tries to save her realm from evil golems that are attacking her city and kidnapping villagers. And so as I mentioned, when it comes to the gameplay, it feels more like a shoot 'em up game, but also with some open world like exploration, featuring some Metroidvania elements. And so you'll have a variety of abilities that you can use. You have your base weapon, which is more of like a magical bullet gun. But then you also have more spell cards that unlock a variety of abilities for your character. And you'll start off with more base magic cards, but along the way you'll discover many more. And you can also level up your character, increasing your powers. And you do this by finding different villagers and survivors scattered throughout the realm, and they can enhance your power as well. This can lead to things like power-ups of increased damage and much more. And so I think if you like the shoot 'em up genre, or maybe are also fans of Metroidvania style gameplay, you'll like this game as well. The next game is River City Girls 2. And River City Girls 2 is an addictive beat 'em up RPG set in the River City universe. And this takes place immediately after the events of the first River City Girls, and you'll play as Misako and Kyoko and their boyfriends as they try and take on a new gang threatening the city. And so again, the game focuses around fast-paced beat-em-up action, and each one of these playable characters has a different feel to them. And throughout the game, as you defeat enemies, you'll earn experience where you can level up your characters, improving their stats and learning new abilities. There's also different dojos ran by the Double Dragon characters that can help teach your characters new powers. It has extremely fun local co-op features. And it almost has an open world-like feel to it as well, with the vast city to explore. There's tons of different shops scattered throughout the city where you can buy items like food resources, accessories for your characters, and much more. And these will enhance your abilities and unlock other powers for your characters as well. There's also challenging boss fights scattered throughout the world, tons of secrets to find along the way. And if you're a fan of the beat 'em up genre, this is one of the best in recent years, and I definitely recommend it. The next game is Samurai Kento. And so this is a simple but fun 8-bit style action RPG, and you'll play as an elder samurai throughout feudal Japan as you try and take on a horde of monsters and demonic creatures that are terrorizing the land. And so there's multiple worlds to explore, a fun leveling system, as well as a variety of shops that you can use to purchase upgrades for your character, such as a ranged attack and more. There's also several hidden scrolls you can discover throughout the game that give you magical abilities and more. Again, this is more of a simplistic action RPG, but it's definitely fun. And so if you like retro style action RPGs, this one could be worth checking out as well. The next game is Silent Hope. And so Silent Hope is a hack and slash action RPG, and you'll play in a world whose king has cast a spell over the people after a massive tragedy that has caused them to lose their ability to speak. And you'll play as 7 heroes as they go on a quest to restore the kingdom to its former glory with the help of the daughter of the king. And so you'll fight your way through many dungeons and take on challenging enemies and bosses as you try and uncover the mystery of what happened to the kingdom and led to its downfall. There's multiple playable characters that you can switch between, each with their own feel and play style. And while the graphic style may make the game look a little simplistic, it does have quite a challenge to it. And so it's not necessarily something you'll be able to easily breeze through as you play. I think if you like dungeon crawlers and action RPGs, this one's worth checking out as well. The next game is Sea of Stars. Now, Sea of Stars is a classic-inspired turn-based RPG that feels similar to a combination of Chrono Trigger meets Super Mario RPG. And you'll play as Solstice Warriors as you try and prevent the world's destruction from the evil Fleshmancer. And so the game has a charming, cartoonish pixel art style that really brings the world to life. It also has extremely fun combat and addictive leveling systems. And so, like I mentioned, it is similar to Super Mario RPG, where your characters will act with timed attacks and timed defenses. And then it also has that Chrono Trigger-like feel, where you'll be able to combine different techniques between your characters depending on the organization of your party. It also has some other modern feels to it, where enemies will have weakness types, and if you chain together enough attacks with the right type, you can actually break enemies, which allow you to do additional damage and much more. I really like that aspect of the game. It adds to the fun of it, and you really need to stay on your toes throughout combat, which is a great enhancement to keep you engaged with the turn-based style combat. It is quite long and there's a vast world to explore. It has a compelling story that had several twists and turns. There's multiple playable characters that you can find along your journey, adding to your team. Some very challenging bosses thrown in the mix as well. It's definitely one of the best RPGs in recent years, and if you haven't played it yet, this one's worth picking up as well. The next game is Beserk Boy. Now, this game is a fast-paced action platformer similar to classic titles from the Mega Man X series. And you'll play as the young hero Kai as he takes on the evil Dr. Genos, who is leading an evil army that's trying to take over the world. And so along the way, you'll encounter a mysterious orb that gives you powers to turn into Beserk Boy. And this unleashes special powers for your character and really enhances your abilities. And along the way, you'll even find additional orbs to unlock new powers and abilities as well. It does even have some light Metroidvania elements thrown in the mix as well that present themselves later in the game. Throughout the stages, there's several citizens that you'll find, and these can help you progress into different areas throughout the game. And so it's definitely a challenge to find all of these as you explore. Again, if you like action platformers or are a fan of the Mega Man series, I think you'll enjoy this game as well, and it's definitely worth checking out. The next game is Mists of Noyah. Mists of Noyah is a unique action RPG platformer that combines tower defense with a survival game. And so there's not really a whole lot to go into on the story of the game, but you'll play as different heroes as they try and defend a fortress and base against evil and corruption. And so throughout the day, you're going to need to explore the world and gather resources that you can use later on to build up your defenses and improve your characters, and hopefully survive the oncoming night attacks each day. And so throughout the night, monsters will swarm your fortress in the hopes of taking it down, and you'll need to defend it effectively with a variety of tower defense mechanics, but also action combat. And occasionally there's even more intense boss fight encounters where more challenging monsters try and destroy your fortress. It has quite a complex leveling system, plenty of side quests, unique abilities to unlock, and much more. And so there's definitely a lot to keep you busy. There's over 10 different biomes to explore and discover. There's lots of crafting options, very addictive gameplay, and much more. And I think if you like survival games and action RPGs, this one's worth checking out as well. The next game is the Night Slashers Remake. And so this is a horror-themed beat-em-up game that's a recreation of the 90s classic. And so even though it is a remake, it does hold true to a lot of the gameplay elements from the original, but with some more quality of life enhancements. And so there's multiple playable characters that you can choose from that each have a little bit different feel to them and play style. And there's even an additional character in this remake compared to the original version. And it does feature arcade-style classic beat-em-up action, where your various characters will be taking on many different monsters, demons, zombies, and much more. You can also play local co-op, so you can bring a bunch of friends to take on these evil forces, and that adds to the fun of the game as well. It does have some revamped graphics compared to the original, but you do have the option to choose between the original soundtrack and a new version whenever you want, and so that was another cool feature as well. And so I think if you like arcade-style classic beat-em-up games, this one could be worth checking out as well. The final game is Atelier Ryza. And so this is a vast RPG centered around alchemy and crafting. And you'll play as Ryza and her friends as they try and seek out adventure and a means to save their struggling town. And you'll spend a lot of your game completing side quests and exploring the land and seeking out various items that you can use for crafting and enhancing your weapons and items. And combat in this game is pretty cool, as it's kind of a combination of turn-based with fast-paced, real-time action. And so you'll mainly focus on controlling one character, and on the other side of the screen you'll see kind of an active time battle gauge showcasing when each character and enemy will make their attack. And so you'll need to strategically plan how you use your other characters and their abilities, but also how you unleash your own powers if you hope to survive the challenging combat. It has a gorgeous anime art style, as well as addictive gameplay, and I think if you're an RPG fan, you'll really enjoy this game as well. But again, that wraps up our list of 10 more great games to buy in this latest Nintendo Switch eShop sale. But let us know in the comments below, have you played any of these games yet? Are you going to pick any of these up now that you know that they're on sale? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, as it really helps out the channel. And if you'd like to help support the channel, pick out content and more, become a patron of ours over at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. And another really cool way you can help support the channel is we actually partnered with a game store, Nutmeg Games. So if you head to nutmeggames.com/nerdproblemsgaming or use our promo code nerdproblemsgaming at checkout, you can actually get 10% off your order and help support the channel at the same time. So if you like things like Pokemon cards, board games, Magic cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and more, be sure to head there and use that great discount to take advantage of this deal. And if you like videos like this on video games, board games, and everything nerdy, check out one of our other videos here. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out, and to make sure you could take advantage of future sale videos so you don't miss out on any of these great deals. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.